Welcome, everybody. Happy Monday. Happy Valentine's Day, Love Day. What an awesome time to come with some Monday motivation. That's what we do here at Make It Make Sense on Mondays. I hope that I can, either through information that I share or inspiration that I've received in my own meditation, I can offer some of that and share it with you. Or I can bring in someone else to assist us in that. But for today, we're going to end up doing a little bit of both. And as you all know, I'm sure it's Valentine's Day. I'm wearing my red just in celebrating all things love. And I have a great deal of love, a big amount of love for each and every one of you. And this broadcast, Make It Make Sense, that is here Monday through Friday at noon, is an outpouring, truly, of my love, of the love that God's put in me for my fellow man. And I thought for today, we try to make it make sense. Can we make love make sense? I know that there are so many people who feel so many different ways about this holiday. For some, it's exciting and wonderful. Maybe you have young kids and they made out all their little candy hearts and paper hearts to Johnny from Katie, Be My Valentine. So cute. Adorable. Maybe you have a new significant someone and are enjoying everything that goes along with young, sweet love. Maybe you have a long-term life partner, spouse, mate, and you are in the throes of what it means to have enduring love that has lasted the test of time. Maybe you are single in that you are not partnered up with another person, but you know that you are not alone. So you are enjoying what it means to share the love of family and friends, and another kind of love that we're going to talk about, and I hope to put on Front Street, at the front of your mind today. I posted something a little bit ago, a video that actually was taken at a God's Leading Ladies event hosted by First Lady Sarita Jakes at the Potter's House in Dallas, Texas. And she asked me to come a couple of years ago and to bring a message, a lesson for the students who were going through the God's Leading Ladies class. And my topic for that particular lesson was God wants a loose woman. And you'll have to find the full message to get all of what it means to be loose. But one of the things that I was talking about was love. And the way that those of us who have great responsibilities, whether in our families and our lives and our careers and our church families, we don't have that hard of a time with getting the God love part down. Maybe that has been instilled in us since a young age, and we grow faithfully in our relationship with God and our God love. And we don't have that hard of a time getting to what it means to love others, to love our children, love our spouse, love our church family, love our pastor, love our pets. But we seem to miss a space, miss a piece when it comes to loving us. So that's what I'm going to be talking about. One of the things I'm going to be talking about today. I'm going to be coming back a little later with a special guest who's going to talk to us, not about the way we love, but about the love that we can always count on to receive. But for now, you're stuck with me. And I don't know how to, maybe it's my legal training, but I can't start talking to you about something that I don't define. And so if we're going to make sense out of love, if we're going to make it make sense, at least make more sense than it does. And if today you're kind of in a space where you're wondering, what it all means, and you feel the loneliness that goes along with being maybe in a relationship that isn't in a good place, or not being in a relationship that you desire, or wondering when that's going to happen for you, or grieving the fact that you have had it and lost it. Maybe you're grieving loss of a family member or a friend. We all have had so much of that, especially still coming through this pandemic. I want to offer up something maybe you've heard before, but could stand to hear again, or maybe you'll be hearing it for the first time, about love. But in order for me to do that, I have to define it. And the only way that I know how to define it, preacher, teacher that I am, is through the Word of God. There is this definition of love that I want to read and offer to you. And it's taken from 1 Corinthians 13. And I am coming out of the New International Version. And I'm going to start a little earlier than the part that maybe we all know, because it's going to filter through something later. From the beginning, it says, "If I speak in the tongues of men or of angels, but do not have love, I am only a resounding gong or a clanging cymbal. If I have the gift of prophecy and can fathom all mysteries and all knowledge, and if I have a faith that can move mountains, but do not have love, I am nothing. If I give all I possess to the poor and give over my body to hardship that I may boast, but do not have love, I gain nothing. Love is patient. Love is kind. It does not envy. It does not boast. It is not proud. It does not dishonor others. It is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. It keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres. Love never fails." That's a mouthful, right? That's a mouthful. But that's the best definition of love that I know. And I've never seen it where a person says they love and it's true and it doesn't line up with this verse. It really can be a litmus test. You say you love, but are you kind? You say you love, but you don't forgive. You say you love, but you have no patience. You say you love, but you turn it on and off. Nah, not love. But I can't just give you that definition. I want to offer up just another little verse for you so we can really kind of talk about love. And that's the one that I'm referencing in the clip that's right in my feed, right before this message. If you look at the clip that I posted right before this, then you'll see it. And I want to thank you. I already see a question in my on my little question icon. If you have questions, I'm going to try to get to them at the end. So please put it in the little icon where it has a question mark. I also want to give you Matthew 22:37 to 39. And this is the King James Version. Jesus said unto him, "Thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy mind. This is the first and great commandment. And the second is like unto it. Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself." We've all heard that before, right? We get that as little kids. Love the Lord thy God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your mind. It's the greatest commandment. And the second is love your neighbor as yourself. I want to give you a little bit different version, same text. Matthew 22:37 to 40 in the Message Bible. Jesus said, "Love the Lord your God with all your passion and prayer and intelligence. This is the most important, the first on any list. But there is a second to set alongside it. Love others as well as you love yourself. Love your God with your passion, with your prayer, with your intelligence, with all of it. That's the most important thing you can do on any list. But the second thing you can do after that is love others as well as you love yourself. These two commands are pegs. Everything in God's law and the prophets hangs from them. Love others as well as you love yourself. So if I had to kind of give you a title for the little quick message that I'm giving you today about love, it would be love God, love self, love neighbor. In that order. Love God, love self, love neighbor. If you know that self-love is the best love, then you are steps ahead, right? In life, really. Because even when there's nobody else around that is loving you the way that you believe you should be loved, you can guarantee yourself one person is doing it because you're loving yourself best. Love God, love self, love neighbor. Now, I know that some people think it's love your neighbor as you love yourself, and it sounds like the neighbor's first, but really no. It says love your neighbor as well as you love yourself. Now, if you aren't loving yourself very well, what does that say of the quality of the way that you're loving others? What example are you giving? To your spouse, to your children, to your friends, to your coworkers. If your self-love is completely lacking and you all day long are trying to give everything you have to them. I can't say that I've been perfect in this. I've been so far, oh my God, I am such a work in progress when it comes to self-love and following this commandment, because it isn't optional. You know, obedience is better than sacrifice. So if I'm like any of you out there who are moms and give everything you have to everyone else, kids coming first, spouse coming first, church coming first, job coming first, all of your love is going out and none of it is going in. Been there, done that, wrote the book, had the t-shirt, burned the t-shirt so that I can come and give you a better lesson about that today. What I know for sure is that when you're talking about self-love and when you're talking about self-care, that we cannot love anybody appropriately. We can't love anybody with longevity if we don't love self first. So I wrote some tips, looked up some tips about how we could start doing better at self-love and why self-love is important. And when I talk about self-love, I really mean self-love spiritual, self-love emotional, self-love physical, right? Right? Self-love financial, self-love. Are you loving your body? Are you loving taking care of your mind? Are you honoring your emotions? Are you covering and protecting and taking care of your heart? The resources that God's given you, are you honoring them? Are you showing self-love by being a good steward? And then when you look back at that verse where we defined love, Remember, I just gave you 1 Corinthians. Do you remember what it said? I want you. Oh, and I see such a good comment. Oh, put that in the questions as a comment, Mike. Love it. Put it in the questions. Love it. I love the honesty, and I want to talk about it. Stick that in the question marks. Do you remember when we just talked about before the definition of love? When you were hearing that definition, love is patient, love is kind, it does not envy, it does not boast, it is not proud, it does not dishonor, it's not self-seeking, it's not easily angered, it keeps no records of wrong, it does not delight in evil but rejoices in truth, it always protects, it always trusts, it always hopes, it always perseveres, it never fails. Now, remember the order? Love God, love self, love neighbor. When you think about the way you love yourself, is it fitting in this definition? Is that how you're loving you? Is your love for you patient? Do you show yourself patience? When you mess up, when you get things wrong, when you don't meet the bar that you set for yourself, when you don't meet the mark, when you forget something, do something you shouldn't have done, you snap at the kids, you kick the dog, whatever the case may be. I know you didn't really kick the dog. Are you patient? Are you loving yourself with kindness? Do you treat yourself well? Like when you get in the mirror, are you saying, you look good, you cute girl, aren't you handsome, bro? I mean, are you kind to yourself? When you do something good, do you celebrate you with you? Are you encouraging you? Are you easily angry? Talking bad, talking down to yourself? Do you always protect, always trust, always hope, always persevere with you? Are you protecting yourself? Are you loving yourself in that manner? Or are you exposing yourself to all kinds of dangers? Stranger danger, friend danger, abusive relationships, hostile workplaces, lack of kindness and disrespect from friends, frenemies, family members? Or are you loving yourself in that you protect yourself? Do you trust your instincts? Do you love and honor yourself? Like when your gut tells you that something ain't right? Do you honor that? Do you trust it? Do you trust it? Do you have hope for you? Are you hopeful about your own future? The way you think everything in the world about your friend's future, your spouse's future, your children's future. Are you hopeful? Are you loving yourself through the lens of hopefulness about what can come next in your life? Do you persevere? Do you persevere? I have this entire conversation that goes on with me. Come on, Mo. Come on. You got it. 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 You can do it. Hurdle coming. Strengthen yourself. Jump. I am my best coach. I am. I am also my hardest critic, but I am working on that with some patience, some kindness. Love never fails. Do you quit on you? Have you given up on you? Are you loving yourself through the lens of longevity? Are you like, do you know what that looks like? I'll tell you. I can tell you. There's this sentence that I talk to my cousin about all the time because it's been coming back to me in different areas of my life. There is a difference between compromising and living a compromised life. Because we all have to compromise, right? In one area or another, if we want to be workable, if we want to be able to do business and projects with people in the workplace, if we want to be in a healthy relationship, whether it's with our children, with our spouse, with our family members, we have to make compromises. Can't always be my way or the highway. But there's a difference between that and living a compromised life where you've just given up on it. This is me. I'm settling here. I am settling here. I'm settling. I am sinking in to the dust of this earth right here because I have given up all hope of a better life for me. So I don't even think about actions toward a better life because I don't have a hope for a better life. And see, that's a whole other scripture. You know, God knows the plans he has for you. It's a hope and a future. God hopes for you because God loves you. It's a part of love. But your hope leads to your future. I'm getting excited. I need to kind of chill out. So, self-love, right? Love God, love neighbor. Love God, love neighbor, love children. Love God, love neighbor, love spouse. Love God, love neighbor, love me. It's all messed up, right? Love God, love self, love children. Love God, love self, love spouse. Love God, love neighbor, love the pastor. Love God. Love self. Love all that other stuff. My purpose, my vision, my business, mama and them, auntie and them, dog named Spot. The self-love is the thing that keeps us perpetually capable of loving our neighbor. The ordering of it, the divine ordering by God, where we love God. We have this relationship where we learn how to love, where we dig deep into Corinthians, and God shows us through sacrifice, through his son, through all of the ways that he loves, how to do it. And then means for us to model it first on ourselves. Get my priorities in order. Show me some love, because then I've got this reservoir that's never ending that enables me to push love out to others. Then it is not always sacrificial. Then I'm not giving until I'm empty and nowhere to get anything back, and always going to God like needing a rescue in love because I've given everything that I had. Absent boundaries, absent protection, absent hope, absent kindness, absent patience, absent forgiveness, absent tenderness and graciousness for me. But see, when we get this part straight, oh, we got plenty. And we also know how to give properly. We have boundaries in the way that we do it. We know the difference between giving love and being codependent. We know the difference between giving love and being a doormat. We know the difference between what is relationship and what is ministry and what is a project. Because self-love. Okay. I'm going long, so I'm going to give you a few love hacks, some self-love hacks, and then we'll be done. One of them I talked about. When you're kind to yourself, you can start the day by telling yourself something good about you. People call this mirror time. There are all kinds of different phrases for it. but starting your day with an affirmation about you that is positive can set the tone for the rest of the day. Anything that makes you smile about you. And if you can't think of things that you can say to yourself that can make you smile, start your work there. And that's taking care of your mental space. Self-love in the spirit is connecting with a higher power and centering yourself. Giving yourself an opportunity to know that no matter what happens in the day, the week, the month, that there is this linear, vertical connection that has nothing to do with anything else that happens. Maintain that. Whatever it is you do. This is not Judgment 101. This is not even Christianity 101. This is not spiritualism. This is not universalism. This is not any of those things. I know what works for me. And so I share out of what I know to be true, because we share here facts and truth, making it make sense. But you have to figure out what works for you and where you connect in the spirit and what your energy requires. And do that thing that enables you to feel good about an external and internal connection. Are you taking care of your body? Are you loving yourself with your body? Or are you making sure, the wife and the kids have enough to eat and you grab whatever you grab when you leave and go to work, and that's Doritos and a hot dog from a corner stand? Bruh. Hey sis, are you taking care of your body? That means, right, putting in your body every single day food and drink that nourishes and helps you thrive. Every day. Food and drink that nourishes and helps you thrive. Everything is not the same for everybody. You got to figure out what things work for your body. There are some rules. Y'all know the rules. We're not doing health today. I'm going to do a whole make it make sense about health. But lean meat, vegetables, fish. If you're vegan, then you're not eating the meat, but lean meats if you are. Getting the carbs, the white sugars out of your diet. Stay away from the drugs, minimize the alcohol. We know these things. Small portions. Get in a gallon of water over a 24-hour period. We know these things. Everybody know these things. It's the difference between knowing and doing is where we are. It's not a lack of knowledge, because we perish with lack of knowledge. Now, it's not the ignorance. It's the refusal. It's the self-loathing and self-hate. So if we can identify it, an area where I don't love myself is an area I don't like myself. And it might be an area I hate myself. Are you even comfortable talking about and identifying those lanes so that we can change them and go back to God for a new plan? So put good things in your body and then move it around. If you can, whatever part you can move. Move that body. Get up and do something. And in this pandemic, people still working from home. Sometimes we can't even barely go outside. That's hard. You might have to be walking around in circles. You might have to be chair aerobics, like our elders. You can get just about anything online for free. So there are no excuses. You can have the closest thing to a trainer for $0 a month that can do exercises with you. You can get yoga, you can get running, you can get jogging, you can get walking, you can get lifting, whatever lane you're in. Water aerobics, you can find it. Get some music on, music that makes you feel good. But other ways are you taking care of your body? Lots of studies have been done about the need in men and women, especially for women, but the need in men and women for massage, for non-sexual healthy touching. non-sexual, non-romantic, non-sexual, healthy touching. Non-obligatory, healthy touching. Massage obviously helps to work our lymphatic system, gets our circulation moving. It does all kinds of great things, getting knots, relieving stress, but it also builds trust. It also is kindness to your body. And for people who associate especially touching with abuse, either abuse from childhood, which can sometimes lead to struggles with intimacy, with sexual intimacy in adulthood, or an experience of abuse in adulthood that leads to a lack of trust for intimate partners further in life. Part of the healing and the love of yourself and your body is through massage therapy. There is a reason it's called therapy. It is part of a path of healing, a necessary path of healing. There are many wives. They might not tell it to you because they're still married, for whom sex is an obligation and a source of stress. So sex doesn't provide a release or a source of shared enjoyment or passion, eros, or love. It is obligatory. And in many instances, it can be abusive, controlling, manipulative. And if you are in that space or you have been in that space, one, DM me because I want to offer you some sources for help and remedy. But two, massage. Be kind to your body from somebody who don't want nothing from you, from something that is not coming from a space of sexual intimate connection, but is coming from a space of safety that is purely therapeutic. It's good for your body. It's a way to love your body. Mental space. Surround yourself with people who think you're good, who like you, who love you, who enjoy your company. Who encourage you, who believe you're amazing. Be around those people. Find that set. If you are around people, you know, they have all kinds of technical terms for it, microaggressions and et cetera, and et cetera. And Maya Angelou used to talk about it being called blow, bite, blow. I think that's maybe the West Indian phrase for it, where, you know, somebody with cunning and with soft, sweet nothings, they get close enough to your ear to blow on it, to tickle it with something that feels good. They get close enough to do that. Then they bite, and then they blow again. Then they blow again. And the way that manifests itself in friend relationships and family relationships, it's that compliment that isn't a compliment, right? It comes with a, oh, you look so good. You must have lost weight. Oh, I love that dress. See, it was three things going on at the same time. If people are always begrudgingly giving you compliments, they're not compliments. And you know what that feels like. You know what that sounds like. Oh, I guess that was nice what you did. What is that? If you don't have people who are like, when something good happens to you, like, yes, you go with your bad self. Which is mirror talk too, by the way. Talk to yourself like that. But then, because you talk to yourself like that, you will be able to see the difference. When you go amongst other people and it's lackluster, you'll be like, I was hyping myself better than this before I came to y'all. Is this even really my party? Like, you had a party people throwing for you and everybody seemed like they sucked on lemons. I'm being light, But these matters are heavy. There are people who deal with these things in their families, in their so-called friendships, in their relationships for years and years. And it gives you such a spirit of depression and lack of worth that has nothing to do with what you actually are worth, and maybe nothing to do with what you actually feel about yourself. But it's a pile-on. It's a pile-on. It's like a fight to keep some positive mental energy, because so much negative energy is around you. If you walk into the room, people are always saying, when you walk into a room, you should light it up. And I agree. But I also say, those shouldn't be the only rooms you walk in, boo. Walk in some rooms that are bright already, that lift you, where the energy is high, where there's good vibes. Yeah? It's just love talk, y'all. We're just trying to make some sense out of love. That's all we're doing. I've kind of been talking about it, but toxic relationships. Don't do it. It ain't worth it. And for real, you know what they are. I could go through and define it, but that's not today. That's not today. And later in the week, we actually have a Make It Make Sense for Wellness. It's not Wednesday this week, it's going to be Thursday. But we are having one with a dynamic guest, and she's going to talk about some of these things and talk about mental health and depression and relationships and all of that. So I'm going to leave that to the expert. But get out of them is what I'm saying. Don't tolerate that in your space. You deserve more love than that. Self-love. I love these last two. I can't do all of these, but celebrate your wins. Celebrate a small win. My coach in law school, my trial team coach, her name is Dr. Sharon Stiles Anderson. You can look her up. She's here on these internets. She's on Instagram. She's doing great things. But in law school, she was my coach and mentor. And one of the things that she always said was, take a small win. Learn how to take a small win and celebrate it, because waiting until you reach the top of a mountain to celebrate yourself is depriving yourself every day of love that you so richly deserve. So a small win. Maybe you did still eat 6 cookies today, but yesterday you ate 7. You winning. You're winning. Maybe you haven't finished the entire book. You got a chapter done. Throw yourself a mini party. Take the small wins. You only cussed them kids out 2 days this week. You know it was 5 last week. You don't have to tell us. Take the small wins. Take them. You did all your self-care. We're talking about self-love. Self-care. You bathed every day. You brushed your teeth twice every day this week. You put on clean clothes. You combed your hair. I'm going through these things, but I know there are people on here who know it's the symptoms of depression when you are not doing those things. So when you are doing your self-care, give yourself credit for that. It matters. Step outside your comfort zone and try something new. That's a way to love yourself. Stretch your space. Stretch your mind. Free yourself from the confines of the jail you built and put yourself in. Get that key out, unlock that door, and let yourself out. You put you in there. You're the only one who can take you out. So free yourself from the imprisonment of your mind and your circumstances, your heart circumstances, whatever it is. Free yourself. Do something new. Take a different bus. Park in the back of the Target parking lot and walk all the way to the front. Go a new direction in the grocery store. You know, when you go to the grocery store to get your groceries, you always go the same way. Ciao. Live a little. Go to produce first. Do huge, big new things. Do huge, big new things. I love telling my sisters, you know exactly how much all of that self-care, which really is beautification, which is not the same thing as self-care. It can be a part of self-care, especially if it enables you to have self-confidence about yourself, but it's not the same as self-care, because you can self-care your own nails. You can self-care your own hair. We all figured it out in the pandemic. You can self-care your own makeup. You can self-care with the same clothes or with a pared down wardrobe that is still real cute. Because if you're working on your body, then anything will look cute. In the right body, anything. Listen, Gucci or Target will look cute. So you can snatch all that money for a couple of few weeks and take a trip somewhere. I assure you, it's less money than the way we spend on our regalia. And I'm not saying we don't have to have it. We got to have it, child. We got to have it. But I'm saying, if you can't figure out a way to add money to your budget to do the new thing, take something from the budget to do the new thing. Because you can get to a beach for $1.99 with some planning. You can stay there for $100 or less with some planning. You can get in a rental car and drive into the mountains. Spend $200 with some planning. You can get on the metro. Y'all who here in DC area, New York area, Philadelphia area, you can have an entire vacation in your own town with some planning. Do the new thing. See the new place. Make a list. Do you have lists of things that you desire to do? My lists have lists. Every time I follow, I'm on Instagram, Condé Nast, the Condé Nast Traveler, because I love Greece. I haven't been in years and years. I can't wait to get back there. But every time a picture comes up of some new place, I'm like, oh, gotta put that on my list when I go. I don't know when that trip is coming, but it's already happening here. So it's bound to manifest itself. Self-love. Have you been loving you? We're on this day of love, and I'm done because I've gone longer today than I would if I had a guest. It's Love Day. Can we just make some agreements? We'll make agreements with each other as accountability partners, and then are you willing to make an agreement with yourself? I hope that in one or some of the areas, go back to 1 Corinthians and look up what love means, and then run the tester and see if that's the way you're loving yourself. Remember, love God, love self, love neighbor. Remember to prioritize yourself in those that you love. Honor yourself by honoring your mind, your body, your spirit, your money. Honor yourself. Yes, when you honor yourself and when you give self-love, you set the bar for the way others treat you, but that's not even it. Honor yourself and set the bar for the way you treat you, because it is right for you to treat you well, because it is the divine order of things. Honor God by honoring what God has blessed you with, and that's you. Your time. Are you showing love to yourself by the way you spend your time? Are you doing things that promote you? And that doesn't mean that you have to be productive every hour of the day. Sometimes you honor yourself with your time by sitting down on the sofa and doing 100% nothing. Like nothing. I have a favorite movie. I'm not even saying which one it is, but I have a favorite movie that I could watch 1,000,000 times because I laugh my head off. Do you have your favorite thing that you know will make you laugh, or your favorite treat that you know the taste of it just maybe it reminds you of something wonderful? Self-love is the best love. So, I hope that I've impressed upon you today, a desire, that I've inspired a desire for you to love you and love you right. I have questions. Okay, first question. How do you feel confident about yourself without people thinking you're being arrogant? Look at that again. How do you feel confident about yourself without people thinking you're being arrogant? What people think about me is none of my business. I am not aspiring to prevent people from thinking that I'm arrogant. As a matter of fact, because of your confidence, people who are not confident or have their own insecurities are assuredly going to think that you're arrogant. The only real test is whether you are. If you are not arrogant, if your ego is not edging other people out, if you do not think haughtily or more of yourself than you should, but you instead are just confident in who you are and your purpose in life and your ability to do the things that you're supposed to be doing, if you just feel good about you, no, I can't keep nobody from thinking nothing. Arrogant, snooty, suchy such, suchy much. We cannot stop the he thinks he's and the she thinks she's of the world. What somebody else thinks about you has everything to do with them and nothing to do with you. So the test is, are you arrogant? Are you mean? Are you nasty? Are you rude? No, 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 no. If you owe someone an apology, give it. That's that on that. If people who are close to you share with you in a manner that you have offended them, fix it. But no, just this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine. I mean, it is what it is. So we can't do nothing about that. Next question. Do you mind posting these readings so that we can share with our loved ones? Okay, so this whole thing is going to be posted, and yes, I will put some things in the caption. So some of it was just my own stuff, but if I used a source, I'll post the scriptures and the sources for some of the self-care stuff. Yeah, child, they gonna say what they gonna say. They gonna say what they gonna say. And stay away from those ones that tell you what they're gonna say, what they say also. It's none of your business. It's none of your business. So that's work over time. And I saw my friend I've known a long time who had put something on here and he did not put it in the questions like I asked him to. Maybe he had to jump off. So I'm going to try to find it because I want you all to read it. Okay. Here it is. He said, I've been conditioned for a large part of my life to consider others and other things first. What are some practices or books to read to redirect the order of God, self, neighbor? Okay, so hopefully I've answered a good chunk of that. Hopefully I've answered a good chunk of that because it's in the Word. Mike, you know that. Self-love and self-care, right, is scriptural, but wait a minute. Let me see. Let me see what I've got. I would suggest, this is by Brene Brown, The Gifts of Imperfection. This is a way to take it easy on yourself and to celebrate yourself through the process. This is, I keep this with me all the time. This is just my fancy copy. It's on my bookcase, but I have a a softbound copy that I travel with. The 7 Spiritual Laws of Success by Deepak Chopra. What else I got wandering around here? The 4 Agreements is another good one. There's a lot, but I'll think on that and share some when I post this also. Okay? I mean, because it matters. And the thing about it is the best way to honor others. Loving yourself is the best way. And that was the one thing I absolutely had to check myself on. I knew that I could not model a lack of self-love for my children. I could not model that. I couldn't model everything is always okay. Everything is always fine. Everything is always together. Expend and expend and expend and expend and expend. And take and take and take and take and take it. And not stand up for myself. Not take time for myself, not be unavailable. Like sometimes that hand, not right now. Why? Because not right now. But mom, but not right now. No. Just no. Because I'm in this time and space for me. And you will get a much better response out of me if you respect this boundary. See, because then I can be loving to another. Okay? Is that it on questions? I hope you guys have found this helpful. It's been my joy to share it. Yep. Don't be hard on yourself. Love is patient. Love is kind. Show yourself grace. The same grace that you give to others. Give that to yourself. You deserve it. You're worthy of it too. You're worthy of patience and kindness. You're worthy of love. You're worthy of respect. Show yourself some. Set a different bar. And if you have to, well, journaling daily is good anyway. I'm hit or miss with my journaling. I'm much better at to-dos and lists than I am with journaling. But journaling and doing a grateful journal, starting off with something you're grateful for, and then an affirmation, I am so thankful now that whatever. And it's something that you want in the future, but you speak it like it's present. I am so thankful now that I show myself self-love with a massage every 2 weeks, whatever it is. I am so happy and thankful now that I get good night's sleep at night and wake with a cheerful heart. I am so thankful now that I am prioritizing my own business and my own dreams, and they are ultimately successful. Affirm yourself. And then journal it so you can keep track of your progress. And also so you can just make a commitment. Make a commitment. I agree. Love isn't these are all in action. Love is a verb. You show love by what you do. I don't care what anybody says. That includes what you say to yourself. The proof is in the pudding. You show love by what you do. Are you showing yourself kindness? Are you showing yourself grace? Are you taking care of your body? Are you eating well? You say you love yourself, but do you? Do you have boundaries? Are you removing toxic environments and relationships? Are you surrounding yourself with people who mean you good, who encourage you, who celebrate you, who respect you? Love is in the doing. That's love. For God so loved the world that he gave. Love gives. The only adjustment we're tinkering today is love means I give to me. That's all I got. Hi, Nat. I'm leaving. You'll have to get it when I download. Thank you all for joining. I really appreciate it. If this has been helpful to you, and if go and see, you can see all 5 of the shows last week and the topics that we talked about. I hope you found those helpful. I would love for you to support what we're doing. We're going to be here every day at noon. Go to the bio, to go to my bio, to the link tree in my bio, and it gives multiple ways that you can support the work that we're doing, because we are taking it seriously and we want to be better and better at it and provide you the best information we possibly can, with my promise and affirmation to you that we're going to come with truth, with facts, with commentary that's supported by data, with hot topics that are important for edifying, for doing better, for walking this journey of health and wellness together. All right, I wish you peace and joy and love today. Bye-bye.